I am back after what I think is over 2 years, or about 2 years. I cannot remember. I think I'll put out 2 videos. One of them will be this croissant one, and then the other one will be the timekeeper one, and then I'm just going to keep going. I've got an animatic in the works, and all sorts of things that I'm hoping to start working on coming soon. So yeah, this piece is started as a pencil sketch just because I have a backlog of doodles from my time in school. It's crazy that I won't be doodling on pieces of paper without being allowed to anymore. But yeah. So this basically this one's from my sketchbook, I think, but I've got a few things I just want to make digital, want to make them into stickers, just because I usually draw super small, and I do almost prefer working from traditional and making it digital, just because that's how I've worked for as long as I can remember. I just feel that digital sketching sometimes can be, I think there's too much freedom, and also I naturally draw quite small, so having it on like a big screen at first is quite, I think it's just a different experience. Yeah, so a few of my things will be traditional sketches that I'll be turning into digital sketches. This one, yeah, as I said, is for a sticker. That hopefully, as soon as I can get it set up, should be appearing on my Redbubble shop as soon as possible. And yeah, Croissant Cookie from Cookie Run, because I recently got back into Cookie Run. Recently, I say it's been about 4 months. And you know, I just wanted to draw them, have some stickers to put out, hopefully that I can get for myself so that I can stick them on my own things. And yeah, I think I should have really, the thing that I've been, because I've had to record this audio about 4 or 5 times because of editing things. It's a whole thing. Also, for some reason, my recorder would crash whenever I did it on my tablet. So that is a whole thing. But anyway, the goggles, every time I do this, I feel like I should have just kept the goggles as I had done it in the very beginning, because the way that it turns out, I don't think I was as happy with it. I think it's fine as it is now, but I do it on the other side as I did it on the sketch. I think that's one of the things that is a problem for me with digital sketching, is that usually I just kind of keep to the sketch that I made. However, that means that I keep loads of things that are kind of maybe detrimental to how they actually end up turning out. Like, for the fact that like the line art is super thin in this. For my timekeeper piece, I've definitely added some line weight and stuff after reflecting on what could have gone better, but I really think that as I add colour in and as I start shading, the line art becomes more of simply a border rather than, you know, line work for the piece. Which, you know, because these are Cookie Run characters, if you see on the right, the lines being similar colours to the designs is quite a big thing of the designs, a big part of them, because they're so small and because it's like a almost basically chibi style, and I like that. That's the part that I like about the style, so I should have just, you know, kept replicating it, but yeah. So as I said, I'm gonna be starting my Redbubble shop, hopefully. On top of that, I'm hopefully going to be starting commissions. So I've set up my Ko-fi, set up my Stripe and everything. So hopefully I can get that going for the rest of June and then for the very start of July. But hopefully it will be exciting. I kind of just want to get the experience of having those things open. So this video will hopefully be a pointer. Hey guys, commissions are open. My pricing, I need to figure out, but I think I definitely want to do these little chibi commissions just because it's easy to get a completed product compared to a lot of other things, a lot of other like ways of painting. People like, you know, you just give it, it's a character, and yeah, I like making them small. I like making people's characters into small little guys because I like making other, like, mine into small little guys as well. I think I might also make some for my OCs, but like little chibi ones for my OCs. But I might not. Because I want to start working on Triple Pink. I have a lot of things I want to work on. But I think this will just get me experience, sort of thing. So yeah, I was struggling with the goggles on this side a little bit, in contrast to at the very start where I just nailed it immediately because it was on the other side, and then I was like, no, I want to stick with the sketch. But honestly, it would have worked more because then I wouldn't have had to make everything fit in with the hair. But well, it turned out the way that it turned out, and there's nothing I can do about it now because I'm not gonna go back and repaint it. Because yeah. Another thing with sticking to the traditional line art was that, like, you'll see a bit later that I try and fix it, but the head really just felt really lopsided to me. The way that the forehead goes. I think with a few days of separation, I can see how it looks better now. But it really just was off to me, and I feel like I could have rounded that face out. Oh well, though. Not the face, sorry, the top of the head out more. But yeah, this like line weighting is a thing that I should have done as well for the hair, especially for the hair, I think, and maybe for just the places where the shadows were, because you can't really tell what direction the shadows will be going on from the line art alone. So just things to think about when I move on. The brush that I'm using as well, I think I should link it below, because a few weeks ago I went on a big spree of being like, okay, I need to get new brushes. Not I need to get new brushes, but I realised that I've remembered that you can import brushes into the program, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna get something. And so I got this, I think it's the ink pack. I think it's on the Krita. Either it's on Reddit or it's on an official like Krita forum. I'm not so sure. But I've been obsessed with the brush pack as well. I used their brushes for the textures in my Handmaid's Tale piece I did as well, to just kind of block in some stuff. They remind me of what are they called? Mudbutts art, with the way, I think so. In my opinion, it just reminded me of the way that they do shading. Again, I could have kept in a bit of line weight, but It's a tricky one, I think, because I usually do the same type of shading, which I need to just kind of branch out, but I guess sometimes you just don't know where you're going to start. See here, I was trying to make the head rounder, and then I said, okay, no reason. Again, it's because of these 50 different layers. Are you seeing me? Reorganizing my layers. I'm one of those people who, when it's digital art, it really is like, I'm like, oh, finally, I don't have to, well, it gives me too much freedom. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have like 50 different iterations of the same layer. Like, I think I still might have on this file you see there's the line between where the gloves are and where the hands are. Originally I drew it without the gloves, and then I added the glove parts on. And then for some reason I said, okay, I'm gonna keep the line art with and without the hands. Without the glove bits, sorry. When, you know, that it's easy to remove them if I need them to be removed. So, I don't know what I was doing there. Another thing that this is the first time that I did this, I think this is the first time, maybe the second or third time, who knows. But with this, like, I didn't use Krita properly before. I swear by it, because everyone says, like all the professionals that I've seen have said that it's most similar to Photoshop, which is, you know, industry standard, even though people are moving away from it. And it's free, and it's open source, and you can add whatever, you know, brushes you want, and I think it's great. I think it works. You know, it's worked for me for over 4 years. Yeah, I think it's been 4 years. It's worked for me for a very long time. And I just started taking advantage of clipping layers. Did you see that there's a slight hue change at the bottoms of the things? Those are the benefits of a clipping layer, because now I can just kind of have my base layer, have my cake and eat it too. So yeah, it's made everything so much quicker. That in combination with the brush that I keep using to fill things in, this, what's it called? The triangle bottom vial? I don't know what they're called. But this brush is so much better than a fill tool, in my opinion, because fill tools, if you've ever used them before, in a lot of programs, they'll just have like they'll leave a ring of transparent pixels or unfilled pixels around each color that you make, which means that you spend more time filling those in than you know, actually moving on to your shading and moving on to the rest of your painting. So it is a hassle. So when I discovered this brush, I was like, holy moly, because I can just fill in as much of a space as I want to. I definitely need to get better at using the lasso tool though, but this brush also forces me to focus on making line art first. I went through a bit of a period of time where I would just paint over the sketch for a while, which is, you know, good, because that's how you work, but also for the type of things I'm trying to do, I think training myself to do line art is very important, and I need to not try and shy away of it, because it does no good to nobody, except for when I'm, you know, doing proper digital paintings, which is good. But I think, you know, gotta practice everything to be good as much as possible. Yeah. Also, there's the filter things, the color adjustment things, amazing. Color wheel, amazing. And I recently also discovered the overview thing that I keep using, which is great for, especially because I used to use a Chromebook with Krita, which meant that I had my mouse and everything, and I didn't use shortcuts, amazingly, but now I use shortcuts, and, you know, it's just a lot better, because I used to have the mouse to be able to use the scroll wheel to zoom out, and then I used to be able to use the mouse to sort of drag my canvas around, but now because I have the overview in the bottom left, I can just, because I'm left-handed, you know, just kind of wiggle it around and get to where I want to go. So every time I zoom in, that's me, like, zoom in and then move, that's me using my pen to toggle it, which is great because it, you know, saves time and is good. It's just very good. I'm very grateful for the removable dockers. I might, well, people have been not jumping on Krita, but they've been like, have realized that Krita is amazing, and so a lot of the artists I watch have been making using Krita videos, and so I feel like if I do that, I'm like, why would you watch it? But I love it as an app, and I kind of just want to explain how I use it at least. I don't use many crazy blending modes on my layers yet though. I feel like I'm that type of person who gets, like, I see the things that I like to use and then I use them, and then I slowly get to building my set of things I use, just because it, yeah, I feel that I don't, as of now, I don't have a need for multiplying layers just because because what was I saying? Sorry. Oh, just because I like to choose my colors myself. The most that I have been using has been the filter layers and using the color adjustment bars, because then I'm the one who has control over what the colors look like complete control. But with multiply layers, I'm just not getting the hang of it. Or like color layers, I think I'm using it on my black and white pieces. But then again, I also like to just manually go in and, you know, do things myself. A thing that I will say about color though is, for this one, the purple shading was definitely a choice. On this color wheel, this digital color wheel I'm using, I think it is CMG. That looks like CMG. Oh wait, it's RGB. No, it isn't. Because that's magenta. Anyway, the color palette that I'm using, yeah, it's RGB, what am I talking about? Has got purple as the complement to green. And so I guess it works on the trousers, but I think one thing that happened was that I decided to use it for the rest of the body, and I think it looks alright for a certain tone, but I have yet to see how it looks in real life on the stickers. I still think it looks alright to be a sticker though, but I think definitely for the hair I should have just stuck to more browns and more yellows. You can see here, but I think it looks alright. It's not massively, I think it just desaturates the skin a tiny bit, especially for the shading, when there's no variation in what the skin looks like. But then again, they're chibis, so there's not really much space on the face to add so much variation. Or as in, there's more space, but it would look off with the rest of the body, all sorts of things. So I just, yeah, I think I'm happy with this, with how the shading turned out on the arms. But there's something about it that just feels muddy, and I think it is the colour that I shaded with. But then again, what other colour would I have used? I'll figure that one out next time. I'm definitely going to make more Cookie Run stickers and things, because I've got some Moonlight sketches that I need to work on, and then I think I have an Eternal Sugar illustration that I might work on next. But then I do want to work on OC things, so I'll see what I do. I have a list of things that I'm gonna do, and then I have my sketchbook open, and I might make some like emotes, not emotes, but you know, those PNG tuber things. I won't make like a full PNG tuber, but maybe just some PNGs of my little guy to put on the screen when I'm explaining things. It will make editing 3 times longer, but it's all worth it for the grind. So the grind doesn't stop. One thing here, I think I was using my XP pen tablet connected to this, which is really good for my posture. But the one thing is that I don't know why, the pen tilt doesn't work on my XP pen tablet when I use it with my Samsung tablet. So it you know, with the way that the shine is, for example, I feel like if I had used my S Pen instead, which was, you know, just a reach away, I could have gotten those shades to be rounder. I think, but I did want to replicate the way that it looks on the actual sprite, because I think I just need to work. I'm a bit insecure in my being able to paint shiny things, so I just wanted to replicate that as much as possible. But then that's just down to making sure that I use as many references as possible, so it's my own thing. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I feel that the line art is just too thin for what I'm doing. It just feels like, yeah, a border rather than actual line art. Yeah. This was me going to have a this was me going to have a break. Or not. Yeah, I think I just stopped to have a break and then resumed recording. I think it's really helpful for me to just put notes on when I leave, because then, first of all, I come back with a fresh mind. Second of all, I know what I want to improve as well. So I get the best of both worlds, because I do get tunnel vision quite a lot when I'm just focusing on one area. For example, with the hair, I was trying to focus on getting it to be glossy as possible, but I don't know. I don't feel that the hair is as coherent as it could have been, or as shiny as it could have been. And then again, a detriment to using 500 layers was that this bit of hair, where I think for ages I just kind of keep trying to toggle between the 2 layers of shading that I had, whereas, you know, if I kept everything to 1 layer, then everything could have been fine. Or maybe not. Who knows? But then again, it's that mindset of just needing to get back, needing to have the option to save everything. So that's just a confidence thing. I think I just need to force myself to paint on 1 layer again. See, here I had to get an entire different layer so that I could clean up the mess that I'd made on another layer because it was showing through. Which was, you know, fine, but it kept messing things up. So I think definitely, like, the hair is the biggest thing. If you see on the overview, they just look like little blobs. But again, I am happy with how she turned out. So it's all okay in the end. But if I were to do this again, I would definitely start to stray more from my traditional sketch, and when there was lopsidedness, I would just take it away. I would, if something goes well, just keep it in, because I think the goggles looked better on the other side when I started. And line work, bigger lines, not bigger lines, like thicker, just lines that have weight to them, at least. I think the bottom of the croissant on the right side could have benefited from just having a tiny bit more weight on one side. All sorts of things like this, I think, would really have helped. But then, yeah, I think it looks shiny enough. I think this is maybe one of my favorite parts of it. The fact that the details on the gauntlets, I just kind of just tack them on. And they just kind of don't defy the laws of the model. But that's the best part, I think, because it lends itself to her character in canon. But the fact that she time travels, and then the spoilers that happen. So yeah. The shoes though, oh my god, the shoes. I need like a masterclass in drawing shoes. I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm doing when I do shoes. I think I just need to, like, specifically them, break them down into forms. For some reason, everything else I can sort of conceptualize it as a form. Shoes are just something else. Shoes and heads are those things that I don't get them sometimes. Which is alright with shoes, because you can just kind of say, no, I'm not going to draw shoes, the end. But for heads, that's kind of well, for chibi heads, again, because by nature they're 2D. But, you know. Another thing is definitely the fact that I always have at least one project that just racks up the gigabytes. You can see that it's up to like 1000 MIBs, 1 GIB, when I keep adding things. And then when I did the Timekeeper piece on the same thing, it added more. It's like, and on top of that, I have like 50 different layers, and on top of that, and on top of that. I'm like, do you really need a file that is that big a size? So, and as well, in the past, it's really been quite annoying to go back and try and find things I drew, because again, this one is, for example, in a file called untitled.kra. Not Timekeeper sketches, not Croissant Cookie sketches, not one specifically made for things. I just like to draw where I draw, and then, you know, it's up to me later to figure out where it occurred and when and all sorts of other stuff. I really should have just doubled up the line art here. Another thing about the Cookie Run style is that the lines are coloured. And yeah, again, I do it for the Timekeeper one, but for the Croissant one, I feel like I could have done something, though it does add depth to the sleeves, but that's alright. Yeah, I think you guys will see if you go to, where am I going to post first? If you check out my card and click on a few links, you'll see where I have put them. I think that they look really good together as a duo, but also I just want them separately so I can stick them wherever. And yeah, so she's done. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with actually the progress that I've made since my last time. And yeah, I think I'm going to zoom in a bit to show all of the bits. Really glad with the gloves, really glad with the shading on the trousers, and the hair could use a bit of work, in my opinion, but I think it's good enough, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, thank you.